We begin this week a new cycle, a new learning of the Torah, Parashat Bereishit, Sefer Bereishit, Bereishit bara Elokim. With great excitement, we begin to read the story of our people from the beginning of history. And one of the most interesting questions that comes up when we study the book of Bereishit, and especially Parashat Bereishit, is, why did God create the world? Why did he do it? Did God need the world? Did God need us? Did God need anything that he created? Why did God create the world? This is a question that has been discussed throughout the generations, both by Jewish commentaries, non-Jewish commentaries, philosophers, thinkers throughout history have grappled with this issue. Why are we here? The most fundamental questions are born in this week's Parashat. If we think about Parashat Bereishit and the creation itself, we might consider the possibility that the purpose of creation lies at the end of creation. In other words, 6 days God was creating the world, putting into place everything we see around us, and perhaps on the final day of creation, the pinnacle of the Briyat HaOlam, when man was created, when humanity was born, perhaps that is the key to the reason and the goal of the entire creation. This idea was put forth by the Rambam, Maimonides, amongst others, that the purpose of creation was for us, bishvili nivra ha'olam, as we're taught in the traditional sources. The world was created for us to enjoy, for us to have relationships, for us to connect with God and connect with others. So when we ask the question, why did God create the world? We have to look at creation itself and see what was the whole creation leading up to. And the answer is the whole creation was leading up to the creation of humanity and the birth of humanity. And it's perhaps, according to the Rambam, when we think about why we are here, as we enter this week's parasha, we can ask ourselves that question, because each of us in our own level have to understand why we, you, us, personal level, what it is our goal is here, what it is our purpose is here. And Parashat Bereishit and Sefer Bereishit give us that opportunity to stop for a moment and ask that question. And the answer is going to be different for every single person. Shabbat Shalom.